Hello, children. Today I'm going to tell you a story about a cream cheese that, like an Emmental cheese, would like to have holes for mice to play in. In the picturesque Emmental in the Swiss Alps, there is a very special cheese shop called Shepherd's Gold. Its owner, the friendly master cheesemaker Casimir, was known far beyond the borders of the region for making the best Emmental in the country. His Emmental had holes so large that it looked as if the mice had made them themselves. The Emmental was very proud to be the only cheese in the world with holes so beautiful that the air could whistle through them. The cheese master liked his Emmental, especially for breakfast, but he also enjoyed a spreadable cheese that his friend from France always brought him. This cream cheese was called Fluffy Fred. It came in small pieces and, of course, had no holes in it. But it was very easy to spread, and Casimir's children loved to spread it on bread. Fluffy Fred had always wanted to ask the Emmental cheese a question, but he didn't dare to ask until one day Fluffy Fred could no longer contain his curiosity and asked Emmental very softly, "Hello, dear Emmental, you are so special because you have such big holes. You certainly can't be spread." "What do you mean?" asked Emmental in a calm voice. "Spreading a cheese is only for a cream cheese, and that's strange. I'm a hard cheese. Humans need a knife to cut off a piece of me." Fluffy Fred finally overcame his shyness and asked curiously, "Well, tell me, what are all those holes for that you have?" "Do you not know that?" asked the Emmental in surprise. "So that the mice can hide in my holes. Mice love hard cheese and always hide in it because it's so cosy. The cheese master, Casimir, loves mice more than any other animals, so he always gives some of his delicious Emmental, like me, to the mice, who use me as a mouse house to play in." "That's wonderful for the mice to hide in," replied Fluffy Fred. "I want to be a mouse house too." Then Emmental said to Fluffy Fred, "The mice always come in the evening. You can ask them if they want to play with you too, if you like." Fluffy Fred couldn't wait for the evening to come. When evening came and the mice arrived, they immediately scurried into the holes of the Emmental. Then Fluffy Fred called happily, "Hello, lovely mice, come to me and you can play with me too." The mice approached Fluffy Fred cautiously and said, "You're not playable and you don't have any holes. Let us touch you." One of the mice put his little paw on Fluffy Fred and screamed, "Ah! Oh, that's disgusting. I'm stuck. I can't go any further. Oh dear, what should I do?" Another mouse came along and gently pulled the mouse out of Fluffy Fred. "Oh, I'm afraid you're not playable. We'd get stuck in you like in quicksand." This made Fluffy Fred sad because the mice said they just didn't want to play with him. The Emmental tried to comfort Fluffy Fred and said sympathetically, "The mice didn't mean that you were disgusting, but you were just too soft to play with." So Fluffy Fred had no choice but to watch the mice having fun with Emmental. They played hide and seek, ran from one hole to another, and had a great time. Fluffy Fred heard everything and became increasingly sad until he fell asleep. The next morning, Fluffy Fred asked the Emmental how long the mice had played with him. "Oh, for many hours. They even made a new hole and built a tunnel." Fluffy Fred then asked Emmental, full of hope, "Hey, what can I do to get the mice to also like to play with me, to make a mouse house out of me?" "I think you're too soft. The mice will get stuck in you. The mice can't play with you," replied his friend Emmental. Then Fluffy Fred said to the children, "You could all eat me up if you like. If the mice don't want to play with me, I'd rather end up in your tummies." "We can't eat that much cream cheese at once," the children replied, "because there are more than 20 Fluffy Fred boxes in the cellar." Fluffy Fred continued to moan and said, "I want to get out of here." "You shouldn't whine like that," said Immantal sympathetically. Then the Immantal looked at Fluffy Fred's many packages and saw the lids with wonderful drawings of cows. The Immantal suddenly began to laugh and said, "Ho, ho, ho, I think I have a good idea," and turned to Fluffy Fred. "Are your boxes as popular as you are?" "Yes, of course, my boxes are so wonderful and round, and the children always like to play with them." Then the Immantal said, "You know what? The children should build a mouse house out of your boxes." Fluffy Fred didn't like that idea at all and replied, "But they're just my boxes. I would love it if the mice would build something nice out of me." To which Immantal replied, "You could be the mayor of your mouse house." After much deliberation, Fluffy Fred finally said, "That's a good start, I suppose." Then Fluffy Fred called the children over and asked them all, "Would you mind taking me out of the boxes?" The children were very happy to do so, and they really enjoyed stacking the cheese triangles in a pile. Finally, 10 round boxes were piled up on top of each other, and all the cheese triangles were nicely stacked on the table. And then the children asked, "What are we going to do with the empty boxes now?" "Could you please make a mouse house out of the boxes that looks like Emmental cheese with lots of holes?" asked Fluffy Fred. "Oh yeah, that's fun," the children exclaimed, and immediately went for the scissors, glue and a hole punch to cut out nice shapes. Then they glued the pieces together to make a round house. The children cut holes in it and painted the edges of the holes, and the mouse house was finally ready. Then Fluffy Fred said in a happy voice, "Immantal, look at this." Immantal was delighted and exclaimed, "Oh, the mouse house is really beautiful. I've never seen such a beautiful cardboard mouse house before. I'm sure the mice will love it." That same evening, Fluffy Fred could hardly wait for the mice to arrive. When all 12 mice arrived and saw the new beautiful mouse house, they were thrilled and said to Fluffy Fred, "What magic have you done? It's really great." Fluffy Fred said shyly, "I will never be a mouse house because I'm too soft. But the children have built you a house out of all the boxes that I came in, and now you can play in it." The mice said, "Hooray, hooray, that'll be fun. The Immantal was getting a bit tiresome to play with." "Hey," cried the Immantal, "you used to have such fun with me and now you're bored. It's a bit strange, but of course I understand." "No, we're not really bored," said the mice, "but the same old holes every day, that can become a bit dull." And then the mice played happily in the cardboard mouse house all evening. They climbed enthusiastically from hole to hole, tunnel to tunnel, and had a great time. Immantal also enjoyed watching the mice. He was happy to have a quiet evening for a change. Then he thought, "I'm sure that when the mice have played with the Fluffy Fred mouse house for a few days, they will be keen to play with me again." And with those good thoughts, the Immantal cheese fell fast asleep. And Fluffy Fred fell fast asleep too, while the mice were still playing in his mouse house. The bedtime story is over now, and the mice wish you all a good night and a wonderful day tomorrow.